Today's video, while you're watching it, I really want you to feel its message. Don't just listen. Really try to observe in your experience and confirm what is being spoken of. And you can even feel free to close your eyes as you listen to today's video. Today we want to discuss the mind. And something very crucial that you have to understand about the mind as you mature in this spiritual journey, in this practice of self-inquiry. You have to come to see that the mind is inherently restless, endlessly craving, endlessly resisting. And within thinking, there is an assumption that this restlessness, that this craving is due to circumstances. Circumstances not being perfect. Circumstances not being as they should be. So this craving, this restlessness seems to have some legitimacy, validity, truth. There's a feeling that because circumstances aren't perfect, my restlessness is valid. And my restlessness will go away once the circumstances are perfect. Once I have this, that thing I want, the restlessness will go away. But because I don't have what I want right now, this restlessness is valid. As you mature through your spiritual journey, this is what you have to come to see. That this restlessness is not due to circumstances. This restlessness will persist despite the changing of circumstance. You have to come to see that no matter how circumstances change, whether they change for the better or worse, whether you get what you want or don't, this endless craving, this endless resisting will not stop. It will continue. Here you have to begin to see the illegitimacy of the craving. This is where you have to realize that the craving that is arising, the resisting that is arising, does not need to be believed in, does not need to be bought into, does not need to be given a sense of reality and importance. This is the only way to begin to dissolve identification with the restless mind. Otherwise, we are subject to that restlessness because our sense of being, our sense of what I am, will always remain entangled with the restless mind. And I will always feel incomplete because I am identified with the mind which is always lacking something. Which is why you really have to come to see that no matter what the mind achieves, no matter what your circumstances look like on the situation level, on the body level, on the mental level, no matter what is arising, the mind is restless. There's no such thing as a peaceful mind. The mind is restlessness itself. You don't have to accept the message of today's video. I invite you, though, to take it on as a hypothesis and experiment with it in your life. experiment with it and observe your mind going through all of its ups and downs. Observe your mind when you don't have what you really feel like you want. Observe your mind when you achieve or receive the thing that you want. Observe your mind when you are going through pleasure. Observe your mind when you're going through pain. And through it, you will come to notice that it is not the circumstances that are the problem. It is not the circumstances that you must remain focused in. It is not the change of circumstance that will bring you lasting peace or happiness. You will see that the only way to lasting peace and happiness is learning to transcend identification with the mind, which is inherently restless. You have to learn to be able to see the mind's restlessness and not want anything to do with it. And see it for the foolishness that it is. You have to come to see it as not myself. This sounds pretty obvious, and you exploring these teachings, you may even feel like, I know I'm not my mind. But there are such subtle identifications, such subtle inclinations and impulses that we are still identified with, that have not yet come to our observation. We are still under the impression that these cravings and resistances are legitimate. That's why we always feel, I am restless. I am seeking. I want. I desire. Our sense of self, I am, is mixed with mental motives, intentions, desires, cravings, resistances, fears. So this is part of what it means to grow wiser. Wisdom is not on the level of thought. Wisdom is transcendent of thought. Part of it is learning to acknowledge the restlessness of mind and disowning that flow of conceptualization, which is all that it is. Wisdom is you learning to step into your true position as that which is aware. And that is the only way to peace and happiness in this moment. Because that which is aware, you, right? You are that which is aware, are changeless. You are not craving or resisting. You simply are aware. That which you are is total acceptance. You are the knowing in which the whole world that you call me and my life appears as a transient show. So, I invite you to observe your mind in this way and see its inherent restless nature. And by the very seeing of it, you will come to outgrow identification with it. Never buy into the impression that once I have this, I will be happy, because it is entirely untrue. And even if you cannot accept that right now, then continue believing it. But then when you achieve what you want, observe your mind and see how it is still unhappy, ultimately restless. It does not pacify. Getting what you want, achieving what you want, does not pacify the restlessness of the mind, which is innately lackful and incomplete. For the completeness and for the wholeness that you desire, you need to understand what you are prior to the mind. So for this, please stay consistent with your meditation practice. Try to sit down twice per day, every single day, for at least 20 minutes and practice the meditation that we talk about in our videos. There are some resources in the description box below that will help you with that. And practice this during the day. Instead of just buying into and believing in whatever is arising in the mind, objectify it, see it from a distance, and lose interest in the endless cravings of the mind. That is the way. If you need help with this practice and want to learn how to go deeper into this and dissolve mind identification, also consider joining our School of Awakening, which is a wonderful program that will really help you with this. If you have any questions about what we discussed in today's video, please comment them down below. I hope it was helpful. I'll see you next time.